Well, I got like a headache from this coffee somehow. All right, that's going. And now TikTok. Okay, that's going. 1.8% CPU versus 2%, 5%. Okay. Okay. All right. The market itself has done well overnight and is poised for continuation. There was a lot of topping tail candles in this area. There's a lot of topping action going on in this area. And although, it's eating away at it with relative strength, and it might just get through whatever it's struggling with. We do have, what was it, GDP, I believe, on Thursday morning. So that could also partially be holding back the market from from getting ahead of itself. The perfect word for it. But things look great. We've got only a couple of days left before the end of the year as far as trading days goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. There's only 8 more days in the trading year. Now that we're down that low, I probably will wait till the last week to really be mentioning it a lot, but don't forget about your tax loss harvesting. We always talk about this at the end of the year. If you have any positions now that you're intended to hold through the new year, or anything you've been holding, or let's say you have something you've been bag holding, something that dropped 90%, and it's just a worthless piece of crap now. Maybe you had a $4,000 position and now it's $400, and you just don't want to sell because that's the mentality. I don't know. I'm not even going to drill into that. Okay. But you're bag holding something. If you sell before the end of the year, you're going to get the same amount of money that you have now. Okay. So number one. So don't try and trick yourself and tell yourself, well, actually, I still have $4,000. I just haven't sold yet. It's bullshit. You got $400. So if you sell, instead of having $400 committed to shares of this company that's shit, you'll get your $400. It changes nothing. You have the exact same account balance. You have, in fact, you have more opportunity now. But the most important thing is you can now write off, well, not write off, you can counter the loss of $3,600, the loss there, the 80% loss, $3,600 loss against your gains. And so that will help you for short-term capital gains. That'll help you pay less taxes by the end of the year. So anybody who has any losing positions through the end of the year, if you go by the normal tax year, January through December, then it's check with your accountant, check with your own accounting, but it is probably a tax efficient idea to go ahead and liquidate those positions back into cash and harvest the loss for tax counter purposes so that you pay less taxes at the end of for that reporting year. That's called tax loss harvesting, and you should be smart about that. Well, you should be smarter than to hold a bag, but if you've got any, maybe finally you can do something smart with it, which is get rid of it finally before the end of the year to get a tax benefit. You basically can. It's like a write-off, but it's like you're countering your capital loss against your capital gains. Short-term capital loss against your short-term capital gains, which is basically income. Anything short-term capital gains or losses, that's income and expenses is how it, kind of registers generally for tax purposes. All right. So don't forget about that. Think about that. Go through your portfolios. Double check if you're holding any terrible bags. The best thing you can do, one of the best things you can do, is liquidate those. Depending. Check with your accountant. Check with your own accounting. There you go. All right. So anyway, like I said, the market is looking good this morning, and it's a bull market. Had a strong signature before. We've taken off and have broken out, and we are running, but we're probably going to be held back by GDP on Thursday, and so we're going to have soft movement today and tomorrow. But then once Thursday morning's GDP comes out, we'll probably be free to move a little bit more in either direction. So hard to say which way, it's hard to predict which way, but if I had to say anything, it'd be up. The best thing you can do in a bull market is be a bull. Like the best thing you can do in a bear market is be a bear. Counter trend trading does not work in counter trend. So counter market trading. Now it can work in a sideways market where we're now choppy and we're topping or bottoming in a bear market. In a choppy market, counter trend trading works, yes. But in a unencumbered market, it gets blown away. You can do the math, you can run the numbers, you can do the back testing. You can't even turn a profit. You will lose money going against that trend. It doesn't matter if you made money in 1 to 3 day little thing. The probability in the long run is that you're going to get crushed by all those trades, and you just shouldn't have taken them. You should just be focusing on finding bull opportunities and wading through when there isn't one. Right on. Good morning, Curious Musings. So some of the symbols that we have hot this morning, a very, very hot one is PBLA. Let's take a look at it. No, we're not interested too much in ICCT, although maybe I'll take a look at it if we have a moment. Let's see what PBLA is doing. So yesterday had a huge day. Yesterday was really the best day to get in. Closed at $1. Now it's at $1.80, up 80%. The pre-market stair-stepping action, which you can't quite see on the TikTok. The pre-market stair-stepping action is gorgeous. It's just what you want. 90,000 volume average per day, though. This is a highly illiquid stock normally, but yesterday and now today it seems to be very liquid. It's only 30,000 float. I don't know how it could be trading. That would cause it to go absolutely nuts and be halting all the time. Hey, good morning, RJ. And I've sent you a message, I think, RJ. Yeah. Obviously, send over your screenshot when you can. So that's PBLA. All right, OSA. Another penny stock priced stock. The biggest market cap one that's doing anything this morning is KView. I'll check that right after this. Yeah, that OSA looks terrible. KView. KView's up up $1. It's up 6%. This is the biggest cap we have, and it's not up that much. 6%. What reported earnings overnight? I am in a play on ACN, and after market close today will be FedEx, and there might be some others, but let's see what happened here on ACN. Okay, so that was to the downside, had a negative reaction, and it looks like that's going to therefore sell off. What I would be looking for is anything that's popped up on earnings or news, news of similar nature. All right, well, we've got 9 minutes until the market opens, and we have a lot of beautiful stocks that are making our big move hot list, right? Big move in the last month or two hot list. And so it's worthwhile to check out some of those names. One of them is Neon. Yeah, Neon coming up from penny stock area, $1. Hit $2 yesterday, and that's where it is right now. Neon did 24% gains yesterday, and it's been doing about 13% ADR for the last month on insane, new volume levels. So this rebirth is happening on Neon. Maybe that'll only take us to the top of the gap, $6, who knows? But from $2, that's pretty damn good. So Neon's one to watch. Let's take a quick look at Tesla and some of the bigger names. Here's another one, Canaan. Can is way up and over bottom reversal pivot at 211. It's now at 238. Yesterday was the breakout day, the bottom reversal day on very high volume, historic volume the last few days. And it is now up and over in pre-market, the 200 moving average. So, I mean, it's just not looking back. It's, it can't appreciate enough. So everyone's chasing and getting in, allocating, but it is penny stock. So remember, lower quality. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. Yeah, so Tesla continues to remain sideways around the 235 to 255 area, but it has broken that trend line resistance line. What do they call it? Mother of all trend line resistance. Moat is the latest. Where all it means is a trend line that's a little bit more significant, that's lasted, maybe half a year, or over a quarter, and has resisted or supported several times and been true, over a very long period of time. So we've got a mother of all trend line resistance levels there that we broke out of on Tesla 3 days ago. And so presumably this is a big moment that has been 6 months coming on Tesla, a switch in sentiment over the last 3 days. And it's pulled back yesterday and this morning, who knows? But if it does pull back a little bit more, great, but it looks like it's on the positive side now of the trade. So bullish on Tesla from here. And, obviously it's going to have to get back over those previous resistance levels, 270, 280, and 300. For whatever reason, 290 never gave it too much of an issue. But yeah, all those round numbers are significant. All right, we've got 5 minutes until the market opens. Oh, yes, and Carl brings up a good point. Although a little less liquid, you can get a 50% higher return on investment if you trade TSLL. I saw someone was trading TSLL options, and I was like, okay, it's a less liquid name, TSLL, and they're trading options on that. And I asked, how's the liquidity on that? And they said, awesome, super tight. And so, all right, maybe you could get options on TSLL for, in order to get 10 or even 20x leverage on Tesla itself. So that's pretty good. Tesla, obviously, the other things are doing fairly okay, but the one that's really been taken off is Amazon. I would like to take another look at Amazon right now. Yeah, Amazon had a trigger day yesterday, a signal day yesterday, and you could have inched into that over the last few days as it started to break the high of the consolidation base that it was in, and the high of the flag that it was on. But yesterday was a clear entry day, clear as can be, and you can see that white line right there on my daily chart. That is my break-even line on a put credit spread on Amazon. If Amazon goes today up as much as it did, let's say yesterday, which happens, I think RJ probably has a lot of experience with that, because it's sort of like ER day 2 follow throughs. I would say that that comes maybe somewhere between 5 and 10% of the time, somewhere between 1 out of 20 and 1 out of 10 times. So it's a bit rare for it to just bam, just do a continuation, but it is out there. And anyway, if that were to happen, that put credit spread would act, like I mentioned this morning earlier, like shares, and for much less money. For small accounts, you can get into large stock moves. I give an example in the board of Avgo. Let me show you Avgo. Avgo is in a $1,150 stock, and for about $800, you can grab a put credit spread on that, which is a bullish position, and it will act as about 2.35 shares. So in other words, for about $800, you're getting $2,500 worth of Avgo. So that's pretty good leverage. It's about 4 to 1, or 5 to 1 in some cases, depending on which strikes you choose. So you can create a bullish position for very little money, comparatively. If you have a smaller account, then credit spreads can be a way to go. But you need to have options level 2. In some cases, you need to even have options level 3. But you can do some of them in a cash account, although a margin account can help you get different kinds of spreads that you normally couldn't, and do some magic that you normally couldn't. All right, market's going to open in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Let's pay attention to what happens here. Other opportunities, remember I mentioned Mara. I do want to see that, but Hut and Wolf, and I guess all the Bitcoins are elevated this morning. Not too much to see there. Also, what is it? FedEx is I believe it's FedEx is reporting, after the bell today. So make sure at the end of day, you check for any kind of opportunities for trading over the earnings break there. Such as lottos, option lottos, and also you close out any long positions, and also vol crush trades. All right, here we go. Thoughts on OGI? I'm gonna have to wait like 5-10 minutes on that. We got to watch the open now. All right, 10 seconds. Thank you for the heart like. All right, the market down ticking off the open. That PBLA is bleeding out. Okay, has turned around. The growth market is making an inner pivot breakout right now. And it's only about 45 seconds it was into the trading. And already it's putting in a strong inner pivot bullish break entry signal. And boom, there's another one. Second pivot level broken. The market acting very strong and favorable this morning. Yeah, looking good. Look at that green. Now, for the first minute here, what is strong? We got definitely Neon continuing and BCAB and STTK. These could be swing trade opportunities. You have to look at their charts to be sure for yourself. BCAB and STTK. All of these have recently had strong runs. Now, I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. Go for it, guys. They got the hot sauce. They've had runs, really big runs. Oh, man. They like the sauce. All right, I'm just going to be checking on some of my positions. If anybody has anything they want to say, go ahead. Thank you for sharing the live, Frenzy. Just checking my positions. Thoughts on LQR. Okay, so what was that other one that you wanted me to check out? I don't know if that guy's still here, but OGI. Let's take a quick look at that. Nah. I mean, wait, is it earnings today or something? Let's see what it says here. Earnings this morning happened. Does not look like a favorable reaction, so nothing to see there. And what was the other stock you said? Pfizer and then LQR. Isn't that real estate or something? Let me see. I'm not sure. LQR House provides digital marketing and brand development for alcoholic beverage space. Okay, no, this looks horrible, awful, terrible. I guess you're probably hot on it because it's popping though. Okay, yeah. As for day trade, maybe there's something there. The last 7 days it's been running. So okay, yeah. LQR. Let's pull that up on screen. But it's pretty thin. interest in it is thinning. So a little bit dangerous. And the other person asked for Pfizer. Grabbed Pfizer last week. What? Them, you said. What? Calls? Yeah, well, I think it looks pretty good. You could probably sell at resistance, like 28.30, filling the gap. Some. Could take partials. All right, the market's just going sideways. The VIX is increasing, so there's some bearish divergence signals coming from the VIX. Staples are sideways. Rates have started lower, but are moving up. So that's going to add some pressure to growth. Communications roughly up. Healthcare sideways. Yeah, a lot of inflation areas are up. Now, if the GDP this week comes out positive, comes out strong, GDP erases inflation because GDP pays off debt, because we're creating wealth. And that wealth pays off the country's debt, which deflates the monetary supply in relatively. And so GDP could really slap back this sort of inflation that's happening right now. We're seeing it in gold, oil, energy, industrials, base materials, and rates. I mean, it is just across the board inflation while the growth markets struggle to make any further progress. And even defensives, staples and value stocks are not going anywhere either. And they're not selling off, but they're not going anywhere either. They're not going up either. So it's just the trade today is inflation. It looks like that's where everybody's running to. Everything else is going sideways. So that'd be gold, GLD, the ETF, would be one way to trade that, or GC futures. And then oil, I believe like USO, or there's some other ones. ETF, and then futures, CL. Energy, XLE, or particular energy names. And that could be gas and oil and all sorts. Rates, that could be TNX. And industrials, DIA or XLI. DIA has been on a mad run lately. Take a look at this. Pulling it up. So has Mara. Jesus, look at that. Beautiful. Let's just pull up Mara really quick for the TikTok. Yeah. And Costco, by the way. Is Costco finally under pressure? Let's see if it's at the end. Finally, we have a bit of a pullback on Costco. Dare I say that it's putting in some topping action. Dare I say that, and especially if GDP comes out on Thursday and just releases the Kraken in a positive way, any kind of like calling a top on Costco would be just disastrous. Well, it wouldn't be disastrous, but it's not going to work out. It's going to obliterate a bearish trade. Again, try not to trade contrarian or bearish in a bull market. Yeah, XLE. What was I saying here? Not Costco. We were talking about not Mara. Shoot, something running. Oh, the Dow. The industrials. Beautiful, just straight line. Yeah, and it's got its little stair-stepping moments, which is like one of them is now, and there was a week ago. Oh, here, let me show the TikTokers. Yeah. Gorgeous. Straight line, straight up. Smart money never had it so easy. I mean, they love industrials. So the industrials are on fire. The stocks that are in that are an interesting mix. Let me tell you what they are. Dia Holdings. Well, this is only showing the top 10, but for example, the top 10 holdings, first off at a 10% allocation is United Health, UNH, and then Microsoft, Goldman Sachs, Home Depot, McDonald's, Amgen, Visa, Salesforce, Caterpillar, Boeing. You can kind of get a sense for what kind of companies those are and how they fit that theme. But I believe there's 30. Let's see if I can get the full list. There we go. Got the full list, and yeah, there's 30. Continuing on, Honeywell, HON, Apple. And interestingly enough, Apple is number 12 weighted position, India, at only a 3.5% allocation. TRV, the travelers companies, AXP, American Express, JP Morgan, IBM, Johnson & Johnson, Walmart, Chevron, so oil, Procter & Gamble, Nike, 3M, Merck, Disney, Coke, Dow, Cisco, Intel, Verizon, Walgreens. So no Nvidia, but they do have Microsoft, and no Amazon. But it's an interesting mix, and it sure the hell is working. It is on a run. All right, you guys, let's get back into the group. Let me know if you see anything. I'll let you know if I see anything. All right, good job, Pack. Deal. Right on. Okay, see you in the group. Everybody else, click the link in my bio.